Oh, hey, guys, you will never guess who the new DLC for Shinobi Striker is. You ready? Drum roll, please. It's Naruto! Yep, here we are again, the 4th Naruto DLC, making it the 5th playable Naruto in Shinobi Striker. And I mean, this being the 3rd character for Season 8, that means we only have one more character left. So let's be real, if you're giving us Kid Naruto, you're gonna give us Kid Sasuke next. What happens after the season is over is still kind of up in the air. All I know is that I still don't have my custom lobbies. But as usual, let's take a quick look at what Kid Naruto brings to the game, because he brings a lot. Not only the usual Jutsu, but also a new ninja tool and a new substitution. That is a lot to break down. But let's start, of course, with the unlockable cosmetics. Naruto brings us a new outfit. It's a top and bottom combo, no new clothing skills though. And he also brings 2 new hairstyles, which I gotta say, I hate both of them. I don't think they're cool at all, but if you like them, hey, you do you. That said, I don't hate everything else he brings, so let's start with a new ninja tool. Ichiraku Ramen. It's not the whole restaurant, it's just a single ramen bowl, which you pick up and just straight up start eating in the middle of the battlefield. As you eat from the bowl, you heal over time, and if you finish the bowl, you get an even bigger heal, but also get a huge movement debuff. I guess someone ate a bit too much. You are stuffed. I mean, you can barely jump at that point. The debuff doesn't last for long, but it's pretty bad if you're trying to jump back into the middle of the action. Still, I can see this being pretty useful if you are a solo defense type, protecting a flag or a point. Let's say you win a battle, you eat your ramen, and wait for the next challenger. That way, you don't need to have a healer on top of you, or the healer can join the attacking group and just leave you protecting the point by yourself. It's neat. There's not much more to say here, so let's move on to the new substitution. Nine Tails Raiment. Releases the chakra of the Nine Tails to escape an enemy attack, leaving the user temporarily immune to flinches while wrapped in Nine Tails chakra. This is a substitution that gives you armor pretty much. And super armor can be countered in this game, but it's also really powerful when it has no opposition. This is a surprisingly simple but very effective substitution. One that I'm surprised we didn't have before. You escape the battle and now you have armor to just keep running away or to jump back in. It's up to you. I will say that it does have a big 30-second cooldown, which is the same as Time Space Hop or Yomutsu Irasaka. And unlike those two, you don't actually become immune. You just have armor. So it feels like a bit too long for what it is. And with that, it's time for the big guns. Bring out the Jutsu, starting with Rasengan Connection. A combo attack that combines Shadow Clone and Rasengan. The startup of this move is different depending on whether you do it from the ground or in the air. On the ground, Naruto spins horizontally. In the air, he spins vertically. And I gotta say, whenever possible, just use the air version. The hitbox on the ground looks big, but it's not great. If you don't catch anyone with this spin, Naruto simply throws his Shadow Clone at the opponent as if he was a projectile. But if it connects, both you and the Shadow Clone are gonna barrage the opponent, finishing the combo with a Rasengan. This sounds simple, but there's actually a lot to this jutsu. First of all, the jutsu is armored, so once you get going, it's hard to stop you. Second, it guard breaks instantly, so if someone is blocking, they are getting hit all the same. Third, it also deletes super armor, be it defense type heavy attacks, or Baryon mode, or Demon Hunter Jutsu, it just deletes all of those. And finally, while getting hit, opponents cannot substitute out. It doesn't delete their subs or reset their cooldown, but until the combo is done, they are stuck there. Armored, guard breaks, delete super armor, unsubbable, it is a great jutsu. Now, I'm not sure if this is intended or not, but here's some tech that you can do with this. Right before the Rasengan comes out, if you mash the attack button, you can just keep the combo going. So basically, you interrupt the jutsu right before the Rasengan to extend your combos. Honestly, it's pretty neat. I hope they keep this. After all, you're not stuck in a combo. You can sub out if you have a substitution, because that's no longer the jutsu. Now, this jutsu has a pretty big weakness, however. For some reason, it is considered a projectile, so Minato's barrier or Sukuno Hikona straight up counter it. Except for the Rasengan part, that just becomes melee again. I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it's pretty good so far. So let's take a look at the second jutsu, Demon Wind Bomb. You transform into a Demon Wind Shuriken and freely control it while flying. And then you kick the opponent with an additional input. So basically, you press it and fly wherever you want. If you don't do anything, the jutsu simply runs out and deactivates, but if you press the button again before it runs out, your character will do a flying kick tracking the opponent, and this kick has some pretty good range. While transformed, you are armored, so the shuriken can be pretty hard to stop. However, you still take damage. You are armored, but not immune. Unlike the previous jutsu, the shuriken does not count as a projectile. Please make it make sense. Now, I did find the shuriken a bit awkward to control. It turns kind of slowly, and also it automatically removes your lock-on. You gotta lock on again after transforming if you're going after someone. It doesn't just happen on this jutsu. I mean, the mounts also do the exact same thing, but I think it's annoying. I hope they change it. After all, if you don't want to be locked on, you can just manually turn it off. Damage-wise, it's alright. Nothing super impressive for now. If you block it, it doesn't deal a ton of guard damage, so it's pretty ineffective against just simply blocking. And if you're thinking of carrying flags with this, forget it. As soon as you transform, the flag is dropped. Honestly, not feeling this jutsu too much. I like the free flight control, and I have praised it in characters like Sasori for range types, but here for attack types, I feel like you don't get much from it. But let's go for the ultimate Nine Tails Rampage. This is a transformation ultimate. A lot of your kits is going to change. The description is very long, so let's just take it one step at a time. Before you even get the ultimate, it already has something unique. Even though it's an ultimate that charges slowly, you get a pretty big charge every time you or your teammates are KO'd. And because of this, I found that it charges pretty quickly when things are tough, which is usually when you need your ultimate the most. Once it's full, you activate it and you recover all of your health, entering the Nine Tails state. Now, forget the weapon that you brought into the game, your moveset completely changes. You got new light attacks, you got new heavy attacks, as well as two new jutsu. The first one is a big punch, and the second one is a big grab. It pulls opponents to you, leaving them in the perfect spot to get comboed. And both of these buttons are pretty fast and have a really short cooldown, but they are both also projectiles according to Minato's barrier, which, okay, I guess it makes sense this time. Your substitution also becomes the Nine Tails sub we talked about today, no matter what else you had equipped before. And immediately upon activation, you get a big physical boost to a lot of your stats, including to your speed. You become pretty much as fast as the dogs. And you can look at your secret jutsu gauge to keep track of how long this is gonna last. And that's important because you probably want to press the ultimate button again for the big jutsu finisher. Wherever you are, you're gonna let out a big yell that stuns every player around you for a short time. It's not an insanely big range, but after that stun, Naruto is gonna come down with a big Rasengan. Now, they don't stay stunned for long enough to guarantee the Rasengan, but if you are right next to them and they have no movement jutsu, it can be pretty hard to escape. I like this ultimate a lot. It's reliable, you get it in every single match, unless you just absolutely stomp the enemy team. But even if you are the one getting stomped, because of that bonus charge, you are always going to get it. Now, once activated, it's not one of those jutsu that you just hit the button and you get some kills. There are a few in this game, they are pretty brainless and easy to get kills with. This is not it. But you are pretty buff for a while, so you should be able to chase those kills. Just don't rely too much on the final Rasengan, because that is not a guaranteed hit. All of that put together, and we have a pretty good DLC character. He has a good ultimate and a good jutsu, and brings a lot of value with a new substitution and ninja tool. I don't think anything here is super mandatory for attack types, but he's got some cool and creative stuff, and at the end of the day, it's all about having fun, and I did have a lot of fun with Naruto today. But that's gonna do it. We'll be back next month to cover the new summoned animals, which will be the toads, and then in January to talk about the new 3-tailed jutsu, which they teased. But if you want more Shinobi Striker right now, you can check out the 6-tails jutsu. The worst tailed beast in my opinion, but how good the jutsu is another conversation. Thanks for watching. Bye.